Hello and welcome to this video. Now in this video I'll be going to discuss about for loops in Python. So let's start it. So a for loop in Python is used for iterating over a sequence that can be either a list, a tuple, even a dictionary or a set or a simple string. Alright. So this is less like the for keyword in other programming languages. You can say Java, C or C++, and here in Python it works more like an iterator method as found in object oriented programming languages. Alright, so with the help of for loop we can execute like a statement or a set of statements once for each item in a list, maybe tuple or in a set. Alright, so I'll be showing you an example how to work around with for loops. What is the way of representing a for loop with the syntax in Python? Okay, so I will be declaring a string variable named as, so let's say name, which holds a value of Frank. Alright, so I will add some new line over here. So you can add a new line in Python by pressing Ctrl plus Enter repeatedly if you want to add some more lines. Alright, so I'd say for I in name. Alright, so I is an arbitrary variable. So for I in name, so name is my string which I have declared in my first line, and I would say print I. Okay, so if I would run it, you can see there's every we printed out every character in the string itself. So every character is printed out in a new line. All right, so this is how a for loop, this is a simple representation or a simple way of describing a for loop, how a for loop works in Python programming language. All right, so as I've said you in my when I was teaching you about list, so I told you that I will also show you how to use a for loop in a list. So let me just show you. I would say fruits again equals, say, let me just copy this list from here. All right, so let's say this is a list of fruits like which contains some 6 elements. Let me capitalize this A. Alright, so I would say for x in fruits, okay, like x is also a random variable over here. So for x in fruits, I would say print x. So if I would just run it, you can see every item is printed out in my console window. So apple, orange, strawberry, and so on to mango. Alright, so this is how we can loop around a list. If I show you about a string, and this is about a list. Alright, so we used a statement called break in our while loop. So we can also use break statement in for loop too. Alright, so let me bring the list of fruits over here. So I will say for x in fruits again. Alright, print x, and I would say if x equals banana. Alright, I would say break. Alright, so this is how we can also use a break statement in for loop. So if I would run it, you can see it stopped after banana and is not printing mango because we have given a condition over here that if x is equals banana, so stop the program. Alright, so it's saying that process finished with exit code 0. Alright, so this is how we can use a break statement in our for loop. So there's another statement called continue, so which can also used in a while loop. So let me show you how to use it in a for loop. Alright, so we will be using the same list of fruits. Alright, so instead of break over here, I would say continue and to print x. Alright, so it's saying that, so you see apple, so equals I would say for, as I have iterated first over here like for x in fruits and print x, so I am also saying that giving a condition that if now x is equals banana, so continue, like continue just refers over here that we can stop the current iteration of the loop, like this is the initial loop, so we can stop the iteration of the loop and continue with the next. Alright, so it's repeatedly like printing apple, then again apple, same with all the fruits names, so it's printed twice. Alright, so this is how we can deal with, or you can say we can work with continuous statements inside a for loop. Alright, so there's a function called range. So let me show you how to use a range function. So if I would say if I have been like I had said previously range function in my previous videos, it's fine. So I'll be telling once again the range function, how to use the range function. Okay. So the range function is a function which can which returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 and by increment, so it increments by 1 and ends at a specified number. So let me say that, let's say print range. So range is a built-in function in Python. I would say 0, so let me say 1000. So this print statement will be printing numbers less than, like it will be excluding 1000, so it will be starting from 0 and printing to 999. Right, so if I would say print, you can say range 0 to 1000. Or okay, so I would say range 1000. If I would run it, nothing happening over here. So I can show you like, let's say for x in range 1000 print x. Okay, so this is the right way of printing all the numbers to 999. Sorry for the mistake. Right, so I would say hit run. You can see it's printed up to 999 excluding 1000. All right, so range, this is the use of range function, and we can also use it in a for loop. So I have a question for you. So think that we need to count the sum of the numbers from right 0 to 1000, all right, which are divisible by 3 or 5. All right, so here is like we can also use a for loop over here, and we will use some conditional statement and a special mathematical operator called modulus operator. Okay, so let me tell you something about modulus operator. Now modulus operator means it will just give you the remainder after a division. Alright, so this is the use of modulus operator in Python. So let me just start it. So we have to find the sum of numbers ranging from 0 to 1000 which are divisible by 3 or 5. Alright, so I would say total sum equals 0. So I initialize my variable total sum which holds a value of 0. So I would be saying I would be giving a for loop over here like for I in range. So our question is we have to find the sum of numbers ranging from 0 to 1000. Alright, so I would say, so we have been including 1000 over here, So if I would just write 1001, so I would get numbers from 0 to 1000 respectively. Alright, so I would say now we'll be giving an conditional over here, like we have a condition like which are divisible by 3 or 5. Alright, so we'll be using the or keyword over here. So I would say if I modulus 3 equals 0, that means if I is I is divisible by 3, the remainder will be 0, or I I modulus 5 equals 0, then total sum plus equals I. So I have been using the augmented operator, so I don't have to write like total sum equals total sum plus I. So I write simplifiedly like total sum plus equals I. Alright, so now I will print the result using an f string. Alright, result equals curly braces total sum. So if I would run it, you can see the result is 234168. Okay, now this was all about for loops in Python. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video.